So
hey guys, it's Mark Jiggins.
Yeah, let me give
epic episode
Johnny's
of
thoughts on this
WWE
pay-per-view
Aftershock.
real
I
quick.
review all the pay-per-views. Today we're going to talk about Night of Champions pay-per-view, where all the titles are on the line, which particularly sucks for Seth Rollins, because remember from the last pay-per-view, he's not only the WWE Heavyweight Champion, he's also the WWE US Champion, and he has to defend both titles in the same night. One title against John Cena, and Heavyweight Championship against Sting. So let's see what happens here. And of course I got my brother here, Johnny Rodriguez, also reviewing the episode with me.
Hi guys, this is Johnny Rodriguez, and I'm going to be reviewing of the Night of the Champions pay-per-view. It's an awesome pay-per-view, but unfortunately I couldn't see it entirely because my Wi-Fi wasn't really working that well and didn't want to cooperate. So I'll just pretty much sum it up what I thought were at least the most important matches of the night.
Alright guys, so to start the pay-per-view, I do have to say that this pay-per-view was kind of so-so, to be honest. I always try to look for the positive, I always try to enjoy myself. It's always like there's lots of pay-per-views where people complain and say bad things and blah blah blah, and I'm like, dude, it's just fun, who cares? Kick off, get some popcorn and some chips and stuff, and just relax and enjoy Sunday night. But this one was a little boring here, so bear with me if you guys may agree or disagree with me. So first we have the kickoff match here, which is the Cosmic Wasteland, I guess that's what they're calling themselves now, which is Stardust and his new henchman, the Ascension, against Neville with his new helpers, the Lucha Dragons, Kalisto and Sin Cara. And yeah, it's a pretty decent fight. You know, most of the times the kickoff shows, they actually got some good fights there. They actually kicked some ass and everything. But unfortunately, in the end, Stardust won. He did his, I think it was called Queen's Arrow or something like that, Queen's Bow or whatever, on one of the characters. And, you know, he won. And, well, it kind of sucks, but at the same time, I mean, Stardust does have to win once in a while. You have to build up some credibility, you know, you have to build up that it's like, oh, we're fighting Stardust, oh crap, instead of, oh, he's fighting Stardust, an easy win, you know. Of course, Neville did some cool stuff. Lucha Dragons are always very athletic, very fast-paced. They're basically flipping all over the place. It was a pretty awesome fight. The Ascension, yeah, they're still kind of sore. They're still like bruisers. I guess now with Stardust, I guess he gives them something to do. We haven't really seen him do that much shortly before this new little thing about them being his henchmen or whatever. But, you know, decent match. I guess it's okay that Stardust won. Like I said, he has to win once in a while to keep building up that he's, you know, someone to take somewhat seriously, right? So now for the actual pay-per-view, the first match was Kevin Owens versus Ryback for the Intercontinental Championship title, which of course Ryback is the Intercontinental Champion. And yeah, I was very excited for this match because I have never really seen Ryback fight out against Kevin Owens. And Kevin Owens, as much as I hate him, I do have to admit that he's very athletic. He has lots of skill, lots of moves and everything. He's not just a big brawler. He's kind of a big brawler, but does have some athletic moves. And Ryback, you know, Ryback is pretty awesome too, you know, but he's always fighting against the Big Show and stuff, and, you know, not people that have as much techniques as Kevin Owens. And unfortunately, the match was kind of sort of boring. Somewhere during the match, Ryback got injured in the shoulder, so from then on, most of the match was just Owens abusing the shoulder, abusing the arm, the shoulder, all the moves, all over the arm, you know, all these bend back moves, or, you know, jumping on it, smacking it against something, you know, like just all of this is just all over, hurting his shoulder and his arm over and over and over. Not much really happened. One thing that was impressive, though, is that Ryback was still able to lift up someone as heavy as Kevin Owens with his arms in that bad shape and still slammed his ass down and everything. But unfortunately, Kevin Owens won, so now Kevin Owens is the new Intercontinental Champion, and I do know that he does have a very strong fan base. I know that he's supposed to be a jerk because that's his angle or whatever, but I don't know. I really like Ryback being Intercontinental Champion, and I felt that with this whole thing, how he was sick for a while, the staph infection, how he came back, he didn't really have that long of a reign. It was just like against Miz and against Big Show and against Miz and against Big Show and all that stuff, and I would have liked to see him defend his title against a couple more guys before this, you know, but oh well, it is what it is. It was a kind of sort of match, but it was a little boring with just all of it was just focused on injuring his elbow and his shoulder and whatever. His shoulder, you know, not many spectacular moves, you know. And then we have Dolph Ziggler against Rusev, and yeah, it's a weird thing they're doing with this storyline. They have this whole thing. It just keeps increasing left and right. The whole thing about Lana dumping Rusev, and now she's with Ziggler and everything, and then Summer Rae is now dressed up like a Lana wannabe, following Rusev around, and, well, unfortunately, in real life, Lana injured her wrist or something, so she can't really appear anymore, so I guess to somehow continue the storyline without her, now they got this thing where apparently Summer Rae saw Dolph Ziggler in the showers or something, and at first it looked like something she was just making up, but now Ziggler's like giving her gifts. He gave her some expensive earrings, and yes, in this match she was seen with the earrings in the background and stuff. And well, as for the fight, it was a pretty good fight. You know, they fought it out. Ziggler, like I said, he's more stronger now. He's actually giving Rusev a run for his money and everything. I think he tried to do the accolade, and he actually got out of the accolade before it could connect properly. You know, Rusev, I mean, he's still dangerous. He's still a powerhouse, but I mean, he is kind of being taken down a peg lately. There are more and more guys that are taking him down, and Ziggler is coming off as someone that could believably take Rusev down. And at the end, Ziggler won. And I believe it was more Summer Rae shenanigans. Oh, now I remember. This is the dumbest thing. Summer Rae was, I guess, being a nuisance in the ringside. The referee told her to go away. She was so pissed off that she just, like, angrily threw her shoes around. And she was supposed to throw a shoe at the referee. Like, yeah, that would help. That would probably got Rusev disqualified. I don't know. But the thing is, as Rusev came, like, I guess, to see what's going on, he got bonked by the shoe instead in the face. And that's when Ziggler grabbed him and did, I think he did either the zigzag or something to finish it off and defeat, you know, Rusev. So now Summer Rae's just shocked. She looks horrified. She's like, oh my God, it's my fault he lost. And of course, Rusev, as usual, just runs off, yelling, ranting, raving, and it's like, I wouldn't want to be Summer Rae in a moment like that. So we gotta see how that happens. And I don't know how they're gonna keep dragging this out until whenever Lana can come back. And I don't know, I don't really particularly like this whole thing of Ziggler giving her gifts like he's cheating on Lana. I don't know. It's like, we don't want to see all that soap opera stuff in wrestling, guys, you know? So anyways, next match was the Dudley Boyz, which are Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley, against the New Day. And of course, the tag team titles were on the line here. New Day were the tag team champs. And yeah, these guys, they actually appeared to Raw after SummerSlam, and people kept saying that all this cool stuff happened at the Monday Night Raw episode after SummerSlam. And it's like, well, why wasn't this in SummerSlam instead? So yes, the Dudley Boyz came back. Forgive me, I was not really a fan of the show during that particular era, whenever they were rocking it up. I'm not sure, I think they were part of the Aggression era or something like that, but they were big, they were badass, they're 10-time champs, something like that. So you know, you have to forgive me if my excitement isn't as big, but I do know a lot of people were very pumped up that they're back and they're wrestling. It wasn't just like a cameo in that episode of Raw. They were actually back and kicking ass, and apparently they were famous for breaking tables and everything. So now New Day started with the whole save the tables, save the tables. And Xavier Woods now has a saxophone, trombone or something there, just, I don't know. And now he had this weird random red puffs of hit stuff. I was like, the fuck did he put in his hair? I don't know. But it was an interesting match there. They fought it out. What's his name? Xavier Woods kept playing with the stupid saxophone and trombone, whatever it is, and making music, you know, along. Like, there was a time where I think Big E was stopping one of the Dudleys, and the guy was going doop 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 with it, and then they would tag in and out, and then Kofi Kingston would not be kicking the guy down. He would be with the kicks. It was just, I don't know, plain old silly, good old fashioned cheesy fun. I don't know. It's like, it's kind of like it went back in time to the era of the Bushwhackers and all that other wild silly stuff, you know. But yes, the Dudley Boyz did defeat the New Day, so now the Dudley Boyz are the new tag team champs. Like I said before, they got a real big fan base, so I'm sure that a lot of people out there are super happy that they won. In my personal opinion, it was a good match, kind of cheesy, but I just don't really know them that much. I don't really care, for lack of better terms. So for me, that wasn't really a big deal of a match. I was kind of dying on and off during. I was bored during the first part of the pay-per-view, to be honest. I was this time I was the one falling asleep while Paige was wide awake, and she was pushing me to wake up.
And now I'm going to talk about the Divas match. Personally, I thought that the match was pretty action-packed, but it was a little bit on the repetitive side because pretty much, well, this was a fight of Charlotte between her and Nikki Bella, but it looked like Nikki was a total bitch in this fight because all she's doing is just keep hitting Charlotte in that one delicate area, her knee. She would keep hitting her there. She would keep body slamming her and hitting her against the ring and do all this kind of, big drama, this whole big thing against Charlotte. But, Charlotte remained victorious in that fight, and it was pretty awesome because, she became she become one of the biggest Divas champion. She won that Divas championship title, and then Ric Flair's there, and then she thanked her dad, and thanks to him, then now she's the big wrestler she is now, and all that kind of stuff, and it's really emotional, and even some of the people in the audience started to tear up a bit. It's those moments in wrestling, I guess. But then apparently, because she's also with the team with Paige and I forgot the name of the girl. On the Raw show, in the WWE Raw, she pretty much disses Charlotte, saying that she's not really that big of a deal for the Divas Revolution, and she's really nothing. That as soon as Nikki Bella wins that match and retains her championship belt, then she'll be the new, Divas champion, and the whole Divas Revolution doesn't mean anything, and that all she basically did was that the only reason she won the fight is because it's pretty much to make Daddy proud. And it's just what? I guess now Paige is going to be the bad girl in the scene, so that's going to be kind of interesting.
For me, while the match, in my opinion, could have been so much better and more intense or something, but I still like that that Nikki finally lost her damn title already. I was just so sick of her and everything. And it's still, I know she had a long title reign, but, AJ Lee was out there kicking ass. Nikki was basically cheating with her sister and spray painting, all other bunch of gibberish. She even got the title by cheating, basically. So her title reign sucked, really. And I'm really glad that Charlotte won. Of course, if you guys watch Raw, now Paige kind of turned heel. She threw a big temper tantrum. She was not very happy. There was a thing where they had a contest of who could win the matches between Paige, Charlotte, and Becky, and whoever won with the best possible time would be the contender. And while Paige kind of came close, Charlotte, of course, got the shorter time, so she became the contender. And Paige was not happy. She was kind of sucking it up, but she was not happy. So in the episode of Raw, when everyone comes in and everyone's happy and stuff, Paige basically blew up in her face and called everybody out, insulted the whole Diva division. I like how she pointed out that Natalya isn't even here anymore, which, by the way, now she's back, I guess. But yes, so I guess we're going to see what happens between these people, because I guess Paige isn't with them anymore. I guess it'll just be Charlotte and Becky, but now Charlotte has a big target on her back because they're all going to come after her for the title now. We'll see what happens. Now we have this is when the pay-per-view got good. This is when I woke up. This is when I was like, oh crap, let's watch this. This is a big thing of the Wyatt family versus Roman Reigns. And again, the episode of Raw after SummerSlam was just full of surprises that I don't know why this didn't happen during SummerSlam. Would have made it 10 times better. But this new guy just came up. This all of a sudden new guy, completely unknown. He's not an old classic. He's not an NXT guy. This guy, let me get his name here. It's kind of hard to remember. Braun Strowman came in to be a new member of Bray Wyatt's family, and he's a very big powerhouse. He just grabs Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns and knocks him out with this bear hug sleeper hold or whatever, and he's just unstoppable. So this match was supposed to be Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and Strowman against Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, and the mystery third man. And I honestly thought it was going to be like Randy Orton or someone. But no, the mystery third man turns out to be Chris Jericho. Yes, Y2J. He's back. And I was surprised. I was very surprised, but also kind of disappointed because, I mean, he's not that old. He's still got good skills. If you watch the fight against Neville and that Japan night thing, I mean, he kept up with him. He did very good. But the thing is, you're going against Strowman. He's a powerhouse, and Jericho is not a powerhouse. He's technical and everything, but he's not a powerhouse. And I would have brought in some big dude, maybe like Mark Henry or maybe the other guy, Eric Rowan, that's missing for some while. I mean, bring in another big guy to help out in the fight against Strowman, not Jericho, you know. But yeah, it was cool. Jericho did good. They fought it out. This was pretty good though. They actually did try to knock down Strowman. Both Ambrose and Roman Reigns would take turns, like just double teaming his ass and just trying to finally bring this big guy down. And I think for a while they actually did for a minute and everything. And of course, like Luke Harper and them, they were cheesy and everything, but I mean, they're not trouble anymore. You know, they could take them down. Strowman is like the big obstacle. And you know, the thing that I guess messed up the match is that I guess Chris Jericho was just feeling it. He was like super excited and everything, super awesome or whatever. And near the end of the match, when Strowman was kind of down, Roman Reigns was going to finish him off with a Superman punch, or he was going to do something. But Jericho tags himself in, tries to fight. He gets, you know, smacked around, whatever. He gets pinned, and I forgot, either he got pinned or he got stuck in the bear hug or something. And basically speaking, he lost. He cost him the match. He was too overexcited. Maybe, it's hard to say because Strowman is still so powerful, but maybe Roman Reigns would have beat him if he kept going. But Jericho got in there. He tried to, I guess, relive the old days or whatever. He got defeated. He cost him the match. Roman Reigns and Ambrose were not too happy. And, you know, I see Jericho he just felt like crap. He just kind of got out of the ring and walked off all feeling like crap. The loss was his fault and everything. And I mean, what can I say? It was a pretty good matchup. They did a very good job. I like how they were really taking the fight to Strowman and take him down. And Jericho, until the end anyways, did a very good job. Well, I like that fight. That was a good match. That one did kept me awake. But after something like this, I guess you'll never ever get Jericho back to join them, right?
And now I'm going to talk about the main event between John Cena and Rollins and Sting. I'm going to be talking a bit about that match. That was a very, very long fight. I kind of forgot how the whole fight went, but I don't know is that Cena somehow still managed to win the fight, so he has the U.S. Championship title. But that doesn't mean that Rollins still doesn't have his other championship title. So at least in that part, he's still good. But Rollins, as usual, being a sore loser, he was trying to escape the ring, but John Cena says, "Oh no, we're gonna stay for this one." So he dragged him inside the ring, and you know he's pretty much beaten up, so he had no choice but to stay there, because then you know Sting had to fight him after that. That's how the main event's supposed to go. So basically, you know, Sting was giving it a good fight, and Rollins was still being kind of pretty much like a coward. Like he was trying to escape a lot, but then, you know, of course, I guess, you know, Rollins, even he had to realize that, okay, he has to do his job and actually prove why he is still a champion, you know. So he went there and he really did a good beating on Sting, to be honest. He actually drew him right across the Spanish announcement table, so I could imagine that the Spanish announcers were all like, "Oh no, esto es devastador, oh no," you know, because it's like he's destroying like their broadcasting table. Like that's pretty bad. But anyways, so pretty much, I forgot how went through again. This fight was very long, and you know I don't have a really good memory, you know. But Rollins won the match, you know, Sting got pinned, he got super beat up, you know, a really bad beating. I mean, even his makeup was pretty much like off with all the beating he got. But just when you think that the match is over and yeah, Rollins is a champion, Sheamus just ran in the ring with his you know, bank briefcase because you know he has that whole money in the bank thing, so he was gonna cash in so that he could still kind of fight, you know, pretty much cheat his way to beat up Seth Rollins because you know that Seth Rollins by then he is super pretty much beaten up, and he actually was. But then all of a sudden Kane showed up and he did a big beatdown on Seth Rollins. And Sheamus was like, yeah, beat up, you know, Rollins, yeah, whatever. But then Kane picked up Sheamus and he threw him against the mat, you know, on the floor. So he got pretty knocked out, and then, you know, Sheamus was knocked out. So that was pretty much like the, you know, big, you know, main event. That's how it ended. The Rollins and Sheamus knocked down. You were not expecting your Sheamus to be knocked out, so I guess Sheamus still didn't use his cash, you know, that nothing happened. And even though Rollins won his title, he, you know, got a big bean out of that. So that's pretty much it, what I can tell you about the review.
As you can see in the episode of Raw, Kane, the normal corporate Kane, came back to work after his, you know, leg injury and everything, but he's like acting normal as corporate Kane, but he still came out as a demonic red monster after Rollins, so we'll see how that goes and everything. But I don't know, it was interesting how he did it. It was a pretty decent fight and everything. I was thinking also that since Sting is up there in years, having Rollins be tired out from the Cena fight would kind of balance it out so that Sting wouldn't have to work as hard, you know, in the match. But I still feel disappointed that Sting lost, though. He lost. It's just, I don't know. I think maybe Sheamus should have cashed in earlier, or Kane or whatever earlier during the match, so there wouldn't be a clear winner. But Sting, he just lost. It's so obvious that he lost. Even if these guys didn't interfere, he still lost. And it sucks because considering the fact that Sting lost against Triple H in WrestleMania, it's like saying, I mean, every time you bring out Sting to these pay-per-views, he loses. And I mean, that's not good. I mean, he's a WCW icon. He's awesome. They always build him up and everything. I mean, if you're going to bring him, he has to win at least one of the matches, or then what's the big deal, you know? I mean, even Undertaker, I mean, he did beat Bray Wyatt on his comeback, and even though he technically did lose against Brock Lesnar, he still gave one damn hell of an awesome fight. But here with Sting, all he's doing is losing in the pay-per-view so far. So he's really losing his, you know, like, for a newcomer, it's like, we're supposed to be excited about this guy? So that's like my only complaint. I think Sheamus should have came in sooner, or Kane or whatever, but have it happen sometime during the match so that it's not so much of a clear win, or so that you could at least think to yourself, oh, Sting would have won if Sheamus didn't interfere, or if Kane didn't interfere, that you would have that idea that Sting would have won. Having him just flat out lose like that, and I think I heard that in real life he did get badly injured with that back injury thing, and that would suck too, to go out on a loss like that, you know? I mean, that's the thing though. I mean, he was always in WCW. It's such a shame that it took him this long, like now that he's like up in years, to actually come into the WWE. I mean, most of his legacy is still going to be with the WCW. He's not going to have enough time to build up a big legacy with the WWE, especially if this injury does end his career, you know? Alright guys, that's my thoughts, and those are Johnny's thoughts on the Night of Champions. Like I said, me personally, I just fell asleep during the first part. Like I said, this time I was the one falling asleep. Paige was awake. Paige was nudging me to wake up. I was really disappointed that the Divas match was kind of boring. You know, I liked the outcome though, but I was disappointed that the Divas match was boring. So for me, the highlights were mostly the second half of the thing. I like Seeing Jericho, even though he cost him the match, I like seeing Jericho back in action. I like seeing that they finally brought the fight to Strowman. That it shows that Roman Reigns and Ambrose can possibly take this monster down. I did like the matches with Seth and Cena, and Seth and Sting, and the whole surprises and Kane. That was completely unexpected. I mean, we saw Sheamus a mile away. I almost wish he didn't brag about it so much, because it would have been even more surprising if he did just come in out of nowhere without us expecting it. But it was so cool seeing that. Kane was a big surprise, though. That was pretty good. But other than that, the rest of this pay-per-view was pretty boring. I don't know. Could have been more spectacular. Could have been better done. The Divas match especially could have been so much better done. To have this be the match that Nikki finally loses her title, it could have been much more spectacular. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's like when he had that NXT title with Bayley against Sasha Banks. It was kind of like she was also injured, and Sasha Banks did take advantage of it, but they just did it so much better, though. It was done. It was more intense the way they did it, though. I don't know. But anyways, guys, those are my thoughts on this pay-per-view. And of course, the next pay-per-view is going to be Hell in the Cell. But there's going to be this Hell thing, this, I guess, Brock Lesnar Hell Tour or whatever. So I might cover some of that too. So anyways, guys, this is Mark Rodriguez here. I'm going to leave the floor here for Johnny Rodriguez. And see y'all next time.
So this is Johnny Rodriguez. Those are my thoughts of what I thought of the pay-per-view event, Night of the Champions. And see you next time.